Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto. I hope you're having a great day. So there has been a lot that has been going on for the past day and a half. I can't, report and do research on everything. I try to do as much research as possible though. So, getting deeper into NFTs or the Web3 space, you have eBay purchasing KnownOrigin. And that's actually a very big deal. If you think about the kind of services that can come from owning an NFT marketplace, which is what KnownOrigin is, that would actually bring a lot to the eBay space. So as I think about that, I'm just kind of like, wow, that kind of opens up a lot because everybody thinks of it as, well, I'm just, serving up some NFTs. Well, here comes Shopify showing that, hey, we're going to use NFTs to create a new feature that would offer gated storefronts. Think of that as being able to walk into a social club or restaurant, which has happened in New York, where I have to demonstrate that I own an NFT in order to gain entry. That's what we're talking about with Shopify. So imagine what, is going through the mind of an eBay or Shopify as they move forward with those kinds of things. So I'm interested to see how that plays out over the future. I think it's really cool. Alameda Ventures, which is one of the arms of Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO of FTX, just in case it slipped your mind, he's going to be bailing out Voyager Digital with $200 million in cash and USDC. So that's liquid. And then he's got another 15,000 BTC that he's also opened up to them. And those are all very big moves. In bad news for KuCoin and Bybit, well, the Ontario Securities Commission, OSC, has gone after them for what they see as securities violations. Basically, KuCoin has said that KuCoin's been banned, and Bybit is basically not taking on any new people in the space. So when you look at that, it's kind of, we got out ahead of our skis. We were going too hard, too fast. Some people might say fast and frivolous. And we started doing things that didn't necessarily work well for the government that's there. And now they're starting to see the ramifications from that. Yeah, that's pretty much how it sounds. So if you're going to be making moves, make better moves, make more sure-footed moves. We'll see what happens with KuCoin and Bybit, as this goes forward. A few weeks ago, I told you about a bipartisan bill, Democrat, Republican, that was brought forward in the United States about crypto. It was a pretty robust bill. Well, they opened it up to discussion, and people are now clamoring for, or politicians are clamoring for, a more specific bill for Bitcoin. And I sit here and I just kind of go, why is that? Well, because they think that they can probably get that passed sooner than this more comprehensive bill, which is actually needed. So again, a bunch of politicians are crying for a smaller reach bill that they could probably pass so they can get some kudos and credits when you actually need the bigger, stronger bill, which was brought forward in a more bipartisan way. Just do a search on like Gillibrand or something like that in all the videos that I've done, and you'll see more about that bill. Now, then you have Coinbase Pro going away. That's painful. Why? Because Coinbase Pro came with lesser fees because it's for the more advanced user that knew how to use those more advanced tools. Well, they took those tools, put them into Coinbase, and said bye-bye to Coinbase Pro. Yeah, and it's going to have the effect of exactly what you're thinking. Those people using Coinbase Pro are going to be over on Coinbase paying higher fees, or they will simply leave. As I said before, I use Coinbase sometimes to purchase certain coins, but I eventually move them off to my wallet, which wallet, hardware wallet, whatever. But I almost always move my stuff over to a non-custodial wallet because I want control over my stuff. Period. So I think that's going to be a ramification for Coinbase. What the extra that I was going to say for later is that Binance has said, you know what, we're going to zero out our Bitcoin trading fees. That's a slap in the face to Coinbase, right? Because now you have a whole bunch of people that are crying about how much in fees they're going to have to pay for Coinbase because of them, kicking Coinbase Pro to the side, and here's Binance saying, hey, come over here, we have no fees for Bitcoin trades. Haha, that's very, very timely. We'll say it like that. Polygon, remember I touched on why Polygon was surging yesterday? Well, they were surging because they introduced a new ID feature based on ZK technology that makes it so that you can basically ID ownership of something without having to ID yourself. So think of KYC, know your customer. Think of KYC so I can prove that I have it, but I don't have to prove to you who I am. Well, Polygon's got that, and they're surging. And I love Polygon. No, they do not pay me. I'm a big holder of Polygon. I believe in the tech. They are a layer 2. They act like a layer 1. They're not a layer 1, but they act like a layer 1. They have a lot of services, and a lot of projects that are popular actually rely on Polygon. And when people say, well, is Polygon going to survive? I kind of get my giggle on, because hell yeah, they're going to survive. They'll do more than survive. They will thrive. Next, the Metaverse Standards Forum. What? Yeah, that's big. That's big. So there is a forum that has been announced on the 21st, yesterday, or day before yesterday, that is all about interoperability between the various metaverses that are out there. Creating standards for those metaverses. You have companies like Alibaba, Adobe, Epic Games, Microsoft, Meta, a whole slew, Sony, a whole slew of companies that are involved in, future-looking technologies such as Metaverse that are involved with this forum. Even my company, Rebel Visions, has filed to become a partner in that forum, or a member of that forum. So it's a very big deal. It's a very, very, very big deal. When I look at all these things that are going on, I had a conversation today, and somebody asked me, Chris, asked me, what do I think about Bitcoin? Do I think it's going to go away? And I truly just laughed at it. Just everybody running around spreading FUD about, the demise of Bitcoin yet again. No, it's not going to go away. And he was asking an honest question from a person who's, not really involved in it. And he's a big time numbers guy. This guy really knows his stuff. And he was just asking a question from another person, of another person that, is knowledgeable about the space. And I said, yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to be here for a while. When you look at the moves that Citi's doing, that JP Morgan's doing, I spoke about this yesterday. You're talking about trillions of dollars that are going to be opened up to the decentralized finance space, or DeFi. That in and of itself is going to make it so that it's an easy see that $100,000 for Bitcoin is very, very reachable. Those are projects that are not going away. Those are projects that are still moving forward full steam. So those are things that make me go, yeah, Bitcoin's going to be here for a while. The popularity. I saw a news article today, and I wanted to touch on this. I saw a news article today, and it was all about how Doge is now being used for nefarious, illicit, opportunities and actions, terrorism, things like that. And I sat there and I'm just saying, yeah, there are a lot of things that went that way, right? It's called adoption. So sometimes things get adopted by the wrong people, and sometimes things get adopted by the right people. Eventually, the right people, the good people, will win over, bad people. It's not about, blaming the coin, which is what this piece seemed to be doing, which is blaming the coin. No, blame the users, not the coin. But it shows that the coin definitely has utility. I'm sorry to say it. It's not the right kind of, use that I want to see for the coin by such kind of people, but it proves that there is, space for that particular coin to grow. I'm just putting it out there for you. When I look at it, I hold Doge. I hold a lot of different coins for a lot of different reasons. Doge because it's based on, similar tech to Bitcoin. It's faster, it's cheaper. Those are things that I look for. Okay, those are really big things that I look for. Just keep doing what you're doing was what I tell my kids. Keep doing the research that's out there. Keep diving into what's going on in the space. So for example, I will take the knowledge that I learned today that, hey, there's a Metaverse forum. I'm going to start looking deeper into, and I hold a lot of coins that are involved in the metaverse or metaverses. I hold a lot of projects out there. Now I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, this is what I was telling my kids. When you see news like that, that means there's a future there. That means you can kind of bank on there being a future. So, use that information to grow your bag, right? Because that says that that space is going to grow, and everything goes on from there. Anyway, oh no, I did it again. Let's get to the numbers because I think you actually might like this. So there are not a lot of losers in this space right now. You know what I want to do? Let's go to data. Let's just make sure that we've got, the latest and greatest. And there you go. There's the push. So still, right about here, these are your losers. Celsius, of course, Of course they're down. But 6%, not a heck of a lot from where they were. I'm just saying, because we know that, they've hit really bad times. But then you look at the winners over here, and here's Polygon at 18%, right? But think about this. They're up 18%. They're at 49 cents. I want you to slide over here and look at the all-time high. They're off by 83%. So when people look at Polygon and the news that they've dropped and where they are, they're still off of their all-time highs by 83%. Pay attention. To me, everything's on sale. I could buy something right now and be happy about it. Why? Yeah, I missed out on, the gain that it had. I didn't, but I could say I missed out on the gain that it had. But I still have so much upward potential that, is it really going to bother me over time? No, it's not. It's not. From right here, I might wait for a little bit of a pullback, right? But because there's going to be some kind of a macro event that'll pull things back and it'll move forward again. But that's big. When you think about, 24 hours ago, it was 7 cents cheaper. It's 42 cents. That's what this means. It went up by 7.68 cents, right? When you look at those numbers, you realize that, wow, I could have made money there. There'll come a time, I think in a short while, give it a couple of months, where we'll start to see the bottom solidify and things start to go up. That's just how I feel about it. And I just think that right now, for me and my purchasing options, my purchasing ability, I think now everything is on sale. All right. The fear and greed index, we're still in extreme fear. It's at 11. People still feel, still feel funny. I feel that there's huge opportunity. That's just me. With regard to DeFi, yeah, there's only 73 billion in there. But I just told you about how there are trillions of dollars that are about to come online through JP Morgan and Citi. Do you think those are the only big banks that are looking at this? They're not. They're not. I'm sure there are other banks that are going to be looking at those moves, and they're going to want to get in on it. They're trying to figure out how they would be able to do it. Do they have the right staff to actually make those things happen, and what the numbers would be behind it? Looking at Bitcoin, yeah, you're still within my inner bands, right? This is my outer band. Just over a little while ago, you were kind of right here, but I'm looking at the inner bands, and where are you? They're still halfway. They're still basically in the upper half of that inner band, but that's still not quite where we need it to be. I need to see a solid 25 get met. And before we get there, we've got to hit 23.3. We've got to hit that and stay there. We've got to establish that as the new upward band. We have not done that yet. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting on that. Remember, there were a lot of whales, a lot of Bitcoin miners that sold off, what they were mining. Give it a minute. Give it a minute for the things to settle down, and I think we'll start to see bands start to pop up. So looking at Matic, still up in deep green. You're looking at ETH, still in a nice place. I was hoping that it would dip below $1,000 again, and I would get in again. It hasn't, but still at 1,100, basically that's what this is. Good place to buy. Bitcoin, I think at 20,000, still a good place to buy. It was at 19 a little bit, 19.9 a little bit yesterday. Good place to buy. Again, everything is so far off its high that when you look at these numbers, they're still on sale. Still on sale. Solana supposedly has, patched their network. But, for the little while that it's been patched, they said it was patched the last time and patched the last time before that. I think it happened like 2-3 times. I'm going to have to see it be here for a while without hearing that they've had a problem. Because that's my issue with Solana, is that great tech having a lot of problems. I think maybe they need to take a step back, do things kind of like the Cardano team is doing. Cardano found 7 bugs, and they said, hey, you know what? That Vassal fork that we're planning, we're going to pull back for a month. It's going to take us that long to address these 7 bugs that we found. We could have released it, but we don't want to. They want to understand the ramifications, fix those bugs, and then do the hard fork. Sure-footed movements, or as sure as you can be. That's what Cardano is doing, and I wish Solana would do the same thing. And I'll have to just see it. If you just want to look at numbers straight up, we're really deep in greens. Okay, we're really deep in greens. Ethereum is taking a dip a little bit, but really, that's unchanged. But you could see Solana's up, 7 almost a third percent. You've got Avalanche that's up. You have Polygon still up a lot, almost 20%. So you have a lot that's going on that you could see that you could get in on and be happy about. Let's see. There was somebody else I was looking at. There you go. I wanted to see what Citing is doing. Like I said, down again, but long shot of a thing for me. Ufo Gaming, another huge long shot for me. But you know what I like about Ufo Gaming? Yeah, they can still, their number can still be calculated. You see that? This is a personal note for me, and this one is really, really hard to calculate. Look at that number. You see how many zeros there are? Ugh, it's painful to look at that. But if everything was to work out, those are good projects. I just have to, see about those projects. Luckily, I don't have a lot of money in either one. It's good money, but you figured they were so low. The little bit of money that I put in with so many zeros out of there, if they go up, I could still be in big, big, big money. So I have long shots, and those are my only long shots. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Do me a favor. If you don't like watching the long videos, you can also catch my shorts. I do them just before this video on a daily basis. Do me a favor. If you like what I'm doing, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and absolutely hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping a new video. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.